All right, so today is a different day. We're going out to Knoebels. His wife's company picnic today. Of course, the weather could have been a little bit nicer. As you can see, it's cloudy, but we're gonna try and make the best of it. It's supposed to rain and thunderstorm later on. Hopefully it holds off till about 5-6 o'clock and we get a halfway decent day in, but figure we'll show you some of the sights and scenery along the way before we get to the park, and we'll try to do the best we can with some camera work inside the park. Well, there's a cop up there. I don't know if he had someone pulled over or if he was just sitting here, but they did reduce the speed on the freeway.
Take exit 124B for Pennsylvania 61 North toward Frackville.
And we're not going to listen to her. We go a different way. She's just there for a time estimate. But they reduced the speed to 55 miles an hour, the variable speed limit on this section 81, because like I told you when I was climbing the Blue Mountain,
there's low visibility reported ahead.
81 gets real foggy in cloudy, rainy situations, even worse than 309 going over to Blue Mountain. And we are going to be going up into the fog, and they have a variable speed limit on here, and when it's foggy, they can drop it down to 55 or even 45 miles an hour, depending on how bad the fog is. And looking ahead of us, the fog is getting thicker. But we had to slow down now because we got Smokey Bear in front of us.
Where is he?
I don't know. But anyway, that's...
I'm serious, he's gone.
Anyway, I just got derailed. Okay, talk to you later. Stop recording. Is this new media?
I don't remember.
I don't either. But it's a neat little location, and I've been on this in big trucks and triaxles, and this hill that we're about to go up will eat an underpowered truck alive. It will even eat up a well-powered truck, because it is just a short and sweet one. It's up here a little ways. We have Mount Carmel and Shamokin ahead of us, but we don't go through either of those towns. I think we're gonna cut a left up here on the other side of this mountain. This hill is one of those short and super sweet ones, because I don't know, if I had a Jeep, I could tell you what the percentage of grade is, but boy, I'll tell you, this thing eats up the trucks. But that's how Pennsylvania is on these two-lane roads. You got a lot of people hate Pennsylvania more than they hate like California and the Western Mountains because of how steep some of these grades are. And they're longer mileage-wise out west, but these are way steeper because they were built in the old horse and buggy days. Half of these roads were goat paths years ago. All right, we're on 487. Half a mile will be at our turn to go into the park. We go underneath, I think we go underneath that sky ride that goes up the mountain. We're right in among some of the rides until we get to our parking. Columbia County. The creek cuts, the park is in two counties. Columbia and Northumberland County. The creek that runs through the park is the county line. Pretty hard turn. I brought a bus group out here, had to make that turn in the big motor coach.
You know, you can get over the other lane.
Welcome to Knoebels. I just don't know if one lane puts you closer to the handicap parking or if it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Gotta put this in.
And there's the Impulse, but I don't think I'm gonna ride it today. Oh, geez, that is so loud. We just got a text message from her coworker, and everybody is using that right lane, but you can use both lanes to get into the parking lot. So I don't know why everybody is running over there. No, it's pretty full. Maybe people like the cloudy, overcast weather. They don't have to worry about getting sunburned or overheating. Maybe I misjudged it, thinking that the weather would keep people away. Maybe the weather is going to bring them out. All right, I guess we're wandering off aimlessly somewhere. I don't know yet where. Carousels in front of us.
Which way to like the haunted house? That way.
So I'll give you a lay of the land here.
I can get in front of you and it'll take you right to it. We're gonna go now.
So there is a chance of thunderstorms today, and there's actually a severe thunderstorm watch. So I don't know when or if we're gonna see some rain, but likely we will. The North Pole. That pole has ice on it. It's frozen. There's Freon, I guess, in it, and they freeze it up, so there's ice on that pole there, even on the hottest of summer days. Number one, this ride hardly ever runs. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I've ridden it, but more often than not, this ride does not operate. Second of all, we lost our friends. They had to go home because my wife's coworker's husband wasn't feeling good. He doesn't do well with the heat, so they're going home. So it's just me and the wife now. I don't know what we're gonna do or what I'm gonna ride.
Does he have money for his mom?
So we'll just walk down through here for now. Well, the storms kind of blew in here, or what's left of the storms, or if they fell apart, or what they're doing, but everybody decided to do the same thing we're doing and try to leave this place, and so we've been sitting here already for 15 minutes and nobody is moving. That one's gonna back up and try going out a different way. We tried that same thing and ended up no better than we were before, so the place is total gridlock. So I guess eventually we'll start moving. But for now,
She's coming out behind us.
for now we are just gridlocked here. Well, what looked like it was going to be the mother of all storms when we were inside the park turned out to be a dud. It got black as night to the west, and we kind of got out of there just in time, at least got in the car just in time, but I never heard any thunder, never saw any lightning, and this is what we got. It's just a rain shower, but looking at the radar and looking at the sky, I thought it was going to be a whole lot worse than this, but it was really just a bunch of nothing, pretty much, just enough to kill the rest of the day, because as you saw, everybody had the same idea we did and bailed when the storms were coming, and that created the gridlock log jam trying to get out of that parking lot. But we're rolling now, and we're gonna stop at Cracker Barrel and get something to eat on the way home. So, but I bet traffic is jammed up at the light down here in town, and I don't want to take our little shortcut road and try to make a left at a stop sign onto a major road with all the traffic around here. It probably won't go very well, so we'll just ride it into the traffic light at the main intersection and make our left there. All right, here's that pretty stretch where we go up through the mountains again. We came down through the mountains, now we'll go up through the mountains. view might actually be a little bit better looking this way. I don't know. See, other than the fact that it's raining.
Not to interrupt you, but I just saw a sign back there for new media 7 miles that way.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we were at when you asked me earlier.
I don't know. All right, time to pass this one. Interesting clouds up there. I wonder if these storms are going to reform to the east of where we were. Well, like I said, it sure did look like we were going to get walloped for how black the sky got. I wonder if they're afraid to drive on the wet roads too. If I put this up on the tube, there's a joke, an inside joke to that comment I just made. Last night we were going out to dinner, and I got behind somebody that was going down a 55-mile-an-hour hill at 30 miles an hour, and my wife said to me, she goes, maybe they're afraid to drive on the ret roads. I said, well, I'd never heard of a ret road before. I might be afraid to drive on one of those too. She meant to say wet roads, and it came out as ret roads. Now I've got her laughing and choking because we were laughing so hard last night, and bringing it up again just made her laugh again. So but anyway, it seems like the rain is lightening up a little bit. Maybe I can drop these wipers back. Oh, there's some blue sky out there. That's what I mean. These storms may reform again. They may have come in, broke apart, and are going to reform again before they get to Interstate 81 or Tamaqua, or in truer fashion, reform and slam the hell out of Allentown and Bethlehem on their way to New Jersey. So we will see. All right, so once again, the storm's pretty much missed where I was, but look at the cloud structure out there ahead of us. The storm split. I looked at the radar, and the storm split before they ever got to the amusement park. And some of them drifted south towards the Hamburg area, and the main bulk of them drifted north toward Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, who's been getting hammered all spring and summer. And look at that cloud structure. Somebody's getting a major storm out of that big, almost mushroom cloud-looking thing there. Yeah, the Scranton Wilkes-Barre area going to get hammered again. That's what that is. Even though it's cloudy all around it, those are some big storms north of our location. But once again, they missed where I was. I am a thunderstorm jinx lately. I want to see big thunderstorms. They avoid my location. But just enough rain to chase us out of the park, but not an exciting storm to watch unfold. But that's pretty impressive up that way. When we get stopped up here at Cracker Barrel, I'll have to look at the radar again, because like I said, it looks like the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area is getting slammed, and they got slammed earlier in the week. Those storms we had on Wednesday and Thursday, they got slammed both those days, and now it looks like they're getting slammed again. Alright, so we stopped here at Cracker Barrel. She went into the store. I'm taking a 5-minute break here before I go in, and I did a screenshot because I was talking to you guys about the storms and how they kind of split and missed Knoebels and Elysburg and looked like they were nailing Scranton. And the screenshot of the radar image will show you that from Nanacoke up through Pittston, right up 81 into Wilkes-Barre and Scranton is indeed getting hammered. So I called that one. So everything south of Interstate 80 kind of fell apart, and up north of Interstate 80 is where all the action and convection is. So we kind of missed out. It didn't even really rain here. Everything is dry. Once we got up on the mountain, everything was dry. So, but we're going to go inside and eat. Maybe I'll talk to you a little bit in there. We'll see. No, actually, I just took a look at the bigger picture, and true to form, the storms are north of Interstate 80, and there's a cluster of storms that are running from Harrisburg out to the 78-81 split. So the 78 corridor in south and east probably going to get nailed, and the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area going to get nailed, and we're stuck right in the middle between the two goalposts again. And we didn't really get anything but that rain down there in Ellensburg, and nothing up here, and maybe nothing in Tamaqua either. Alright, so I guess this is going to end up being mostly a driving video today. I did get some video on the train. No, I didn't. I got video in the dark haunted house ride, but I didn't get much video of anything else at the park today like I wanted to. It just didn't work out. I'm not really good at doing touristy videos, and the people we were with kind of went off in haphazard directions, and there was no organization to what I wanted to try to accomplish, so it just didn't work out the way I planned. So I guess most of it's just going to be driving there and driving back. We had the fog on the interstate in the morning, and then we had the rain, had to bail early from the park anyway in the afternoon. So it just, like I said, it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I wanted to do something a little different than a trucking video because I was off on Thursday and Friday. There was light load days and not everybody worked, so they gave me the opportunity, and so I took a little mini vacation. And I won't be back out till Tuesday because I have an eye doctor appointment on Monday morning, or Monday afternoon, so and they're going to dilate my eyes, so there's no way I can go to work and drive, so be off on Monday yet and come back out in the truck probably on Tuesday. But I really got to work on doing some other videos and trying to find something other than just the trucking to show you guys. First of all, I want to grow my channel. I'm getting a little annoyed. It's stagnant. I just can't crack even 1,700 subscribers, and the videos average about 100 views, and that's it. And I see other people out there throwing a video up and getting 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 views, and that's where I'd like to get someday, but I guess I need a more interesting job to do it, or a more interesting life, one of the two, because my channel is just stagnant. I try to put out quality video and quality audio, but the nature of the job is boring and redundant, and life right now is kind of boring, and we're struggling to find things to do. The wife has broken foot and some other health issues, mobility issues, so it's hard to find things that we can do together and make an interesting video out of. I'm trying to think of things, and then there's the, like family functions. Most people don't want to be on video, so I don't even bother to bring the cameras out for those things, but I got to work on something that can throw some interest out in this channel and make it interesting enough that I start to build and get more subscribers and get more views. Alright, so we are going to take a little detour on the way home. I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw a post just a few miles up the road from the house on that mile hill that I show you when I go up to Hazleton. Big truck going southbound toward Tamaqua lost it and ended up burying himself in the woods, and supposedly they're still there trying to clean it up. That happened about 9-10 o'clock this morning, and they're still trying to clean it up. So we're gonna go up a couple exits further than we normally do so we can come down that mile hill and see what it looks like. I'll show you some pictures too. I'll do some screenshots of the pictures. Guy buried it in there pretty deep, so I don't know how fast he was going, but best as we could figure, he certainly didn't use that brake check that I talked to you guys about and show you when I come off the interstate and you have to stop there at the top of the hill and not necessarily check your brakes, but stop and then get going and go down the hill at 30 mile an hour is the truck speed. And we figure that he didn't do that. I mean, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Maybe there was some kind of other mechanical issue, but whatever the case was, he went down that hill at a pretty high rate of speed and lost it in one of the turns and buried it. Went across the northbound lanes. He was heading southbound and buried it into the woods. So we're going to see what the aftermath looks like. All right, so here we are getting off 81 on the 309 southbound up here by McAdoo and the Mile Hill that I've showed you numerous times already. And as soon as you come off the hill here, off the exit here, you've got the truck stop brake check area. And you can see the sign here, trucks over 21,000 pounds, stop 1,000 feet. And there's the stop sign there on the right. So probably about 30% of the trucks that come down through here don't stop at that stop sign for some reason. And I don't know if they don't see the signs for it or if they just feel that it doesn't apply to them. And so here we go. Here's the signs, accident seen ahead. So they must not have it cleared up yet. No, they do not. Is that the trailer still there? Or I don't know. They had to fish him out of the woods. Like I said, I will show you the pictures that were posted on Facebook. I see a dumpster there, probably cleaning up. I don't know if he probably had a load in there, so there's a dumpster there. Look at these two cranes trying to get him out of here. Oh, they're cleaning up the freight. Looks like the truck is out. Now they're just trying to clean up the freight that was spilled all over the place. That is just crazy. He came down and crossed over that median into the northbound lanes and then into the woods. Thankfully, there was no cars or other trucks coming up the hill when he did that, and it was a single vehicle accident. No word on his medical condition, if he's injured, if he survived, walked away from it. I haven't heard anything yet regarding that. If I do hear something, I will let you know, either in this video or the next one when I make one. But yeah, that was a pretty bad accident. So here's where it's closed. It's totally closed northbound, and we have southbound traffic allowed through.